A scary topic for many substitute school teachers is walking into a class and finding that there are no subplans there for you. Now, this is a scary subject, but with a little bit of planning in your back pocket, you'll be able to take over that class and teach for the entire day. And the best part of it is you don't have to bring any extra materials to class. Here are my tips on how to handle a day with no subplans. Now, the first thing that I do when I walk into a class and I see that there are no subplans, a writing prompt. Now, this is really neat for me because I get to sometimes find out a little bit more about the students, so it's a kind of an icebreaker as well. But just write a prompt on the board and have the students answer it and just see where it goes, you know, have conversations about it. Sometimes I'll have them peer review it, so maybe pass it to your neighbor, and then the neighbor, if it's elementary, can check like punctuation, or if it's middle school or even upper elementary, is did they write all of the correct sentences for a paragraph, or different activities where they can peer review. Maybe they have some comments and suggestions on how they can make their writing better. All of this is fun because you pick topics that are really neat, and then you can kind of get different perspectives. Sometimes I'll do a topic such as, should school end early, yes or no, and why? If it's really young elementary school kids, I'll ask them, if you have 3 wishes, what would they be and why? And we'll talk about their 3 wishes. So it's a nice icebreaker. And at the same time, it's good to get to know the students, on a more personal level. Here's one that I've had a lot of fun with, and that is having students debate. You pick subjects that you know are going to be controversial. One of the ones that I picked when I was doing debates, I was doing this with a 4th grade class, was, do you think that sodas should be banned from school, yes or no? And you genuinely had students that said, yes, they should be banned because they're bad for you, and 4th graders already being health conscious, which is awesome. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you had students that were like, no, I want to drink soda in school. So it was a really neat subject that we got to debate, and I'll have students spend the first maybe 10-15 minutes just writing down their thoughts on how they swing on the debate topic and why. And so that when it's their turn to debate, they have something written that they're going to script off of, essentially, when they're combating and making their point. And then you can have some rebuttals. If they're older, you can get as creative as you want with debates, and they can take up a very long time, and the students are generally into it. I mean, even some of the students where I was noticing some behaviors, as soon as I brought up the debate topic, their interest just sparked, and they were ready to listen, and it was really neat, and I liked it. I even got into it, and I was like, before I knew it, I had skipped recess at the time because I was so into the debates, and it wasn't until a student told me, like, hey, Mrs. Robert, we're supposed to be at recess, and gosh, I had to make it up to them, and that's a whole nother deal that I won't get into, but yeah, that's how fun they are. It's not only fun for the students, but it's fun for you as well, and it's a really neat topic. One thing I will say with assignments in general, I noticed a lot in the elementary level is when I told students they had 15 minutes or 20 minutes left to complete an assignment, that whole concept of time is just like over a lot of students' heads. They just don't understand that concept yet. And as a substitute school teacher, it took me a while to realize that. And so I started thinking of what can I bring, and I saw other teachers using that I thought was really neat, is a visual timer. Now, I just have an app on my phone that's a visual timer, but essentially you can buy these. I'll link a description for an Amazon link down below if you want like a handheld one, but you can use one on your phone and kind of like project it on the screen if you want, or you can just hold the phone up. But some people want to have their phones on them. But essentially what it is, it's a pie, and that pie is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, so the students now visually know how much time is left. And it's worked out really well. I think even for the older students, it works out because, students in general aren't really paying attention to time, but if they see some big old red block getting smaller and smaller, then, they might be more inclined to be conscious of how much time is left in an assignment. Another quick and easy assignment that you can do when you do not have any subplans is having the students watch an educational video and then having a Q&A afterwards. I've done this a lot where I just get on YouTube, and I'll type in, depending on the grade levels, but some ideas that you can start off with to build on, and then you can get more creative and get creative as you want with it. Is national parks. If it's middle school and high school, you can find some videos on national parks. And then the cool thing about this assignment is you are writing the questions as the students are watching the video. So you go in there like, yes, I've had this assignment planned for you specifically because I knew your teacher was not going to leave any subplans. But you can do this on the fly, which is really neat. And so you essentially just make up questions as you're going. So pick a few topics that are a few comments that you heard, and then make a question out of it. And you can do this as the students are watching the video. Some other ideas are all about animals. If it's younger students, you can do like all about cheetahs, all about elephants, all about giraffes, whatever it is, and then having them write some questions on all about that animal. Those are great topics that you can always come up with, or history, some kind of historical, all about states, some presidents, whatever. I mean, depending on your grade level, you can come up with tons and tons of different ideas for videos that you can search, and then just have a Q&A afterwards. Q&A after the video. And also another neat thing that you can do is you can go over the answers to the questions after you've collected the assignment. So that's even more time that the assignment is taken up, and the students can reflect on what they chose as their answer, and also see if it differed from what you had said, and perhaps they learn a thing or two. So neat activity to play. You can do it on the fly. All you need really is internet access, which most schools nowadays have. Those are my tips. As always, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. This all helps me create more content that I can then share with you. All right, as always, thanks for watching my videos, and always remember, the more you reinforce, the less behaviors you will see in the classroom. All right, guys, see you soon. Peace!